Okay, so I mean this in a nice way. You are mostly water. About 42 litres of water. You're essentially soup, but a soup with existential angst. And this water runs very deep. It's moving about all over the place. And sometimes that can go wrong. If you have a stroke or blunt force trauma, this can cause water to rush from the bloodstream into the brain and cause brain swelling. And that swelling can lead to brain damage or even death. How this works, we're all taught in school, is by osmosis. And if you remember from school, we're taught that water freely moves across the cell membrane. Well, this actually isn't strictly true. In order for that water to move, we have to have lots of tiny holes punched into the membrane of the cell. And we do this by using very small donut-shaped proteins called aquaporins. And these are very tiny indeed. In fact, if they were donut-sized, the cells that they were in would be as big as Buckingham Palace or a football pitch. And the average human has about 50 trillion of these Buckingham Palace cells. That would make us incredibly large. So these are really, really, really tiny. They're small, but perfectly formed. How they work is by using their inherent chemistry without an internal battery to grab a water molecule from outside the cell, flip it over, and then pass it inside the cell. A single donut-shaped aquaporin can move 3 billion water molecules in single file every second. It's quite remarkable. And because they're so small, it's not actually that fast. It's in fact about 1 mile an hour. What we're interested in is seeing if we can block those aquaporins, those donuts, to stop the water moving in. For example, if you have a stroke or a trauma and the water rushes into the brain and swells it, if we can block that from happening, we might be able to help. We use a range of genetic engineering techniques in real human cells, but also a model of the protein inside a computer. And we're using this to understand the shape of the protein. With that, we hope to be able to block it up and therefore help with a range of really, really damaging disorders. I think this illustrates how we can use real, basic science, just understanding a tiny donut-shaped protein. And this can have impact on something as globally important as stroke or traumatic brain injury.